Good day, teachers! I will discuss and explain to you the terminologies which you can use in teaching Western music. Music of the medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque periods. Medieval music. Medieval music was both sacred and secular. During the earlier medieval period, the liturgical genre, predominantly Gregorian chant, was monophonic. Polyphonic genres began to develop during the High Medieval era, becoming prevalent by the later 13th and early 14th century. Monophonic. Monophonic is the simplest of musical textures, consisting of a melody, typically sung by a single singer or played by a single instrument player without accompanying harmony or chords. Many folk songs and traditional songs are monophonic. Example of a music with monophonic texture. Gregorian chant. Gregorian chant is the central tradition of Western plain chant, a form of monophonic, unaccompanied sacred song in Latin of the Roman Catholic Church. Gregorian chant developed mainly in Western and Central Europe during the 9th and 10th centuries, with later additions and reductions. The characteristics of Gregorian chant: free meter and modal. What is a free meter? Free meter or free rhythm simply means that the music does not divide into a regular pattern of strong and weak beats, known as meter. The pulse may be regular, irregular, or vary in speed throughout the piece. Free rhythm may sound improvised and is difficult to notate, but can also be pre-composed, often in detail. Modal uses diatonic scales that are not necessarily major or minor and does not use functional harmony as we understand it within tonality. The term modal is most often associated with the 8th church mode, such as Ionian mode, Dorian mode, Phrygian mode, etc. Did you know that the Gregorian chant uses neumes for notation? What is a neume? It is the basic element of Western and Eastern systems of musical notation prior to the invention of 5-line staff notation. The earliest neumes were inflective marks that indicated the general shape but not necessarily the exact notes or rhythms to be sung. This music piece is an example of Gregorian chant entitled Ut Queant Laxis. Here, you will see that the notation and staff is different from the ones we are used to see in today's music piece. The staff in the music piece Ut Queant Laxis consists only with 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. While the staff on the picture on the right side consists of 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The neume looks like this, while the notation on a 5-line staff looks like this. Now, let's talk about the Renaissance music. The Renaissance followed on from the Middle Ages and was for musicians an era of discovery, innovation, and exploration. The name means rebirth. It covers the music from 1400s to 1600s. Most music written during this period is intended to be sung either as large choral pieces in church or as songs or madrigals. Terms in Renaissance music: Mass and Madrigal. In music, Mass refers to the setting of a church service or Mass to music. It refers to the Roman Catholic liturgy and is sung in Latin. The Anglican Mass is musically similar but is sung in English. Madrigal is the name of a musical genre for voices that set mostly secular poetry in two epochs. The first occurred during the 14th century, the second in the 16th and early 17th centuries. The characteristic of a Renaissance music is in polyphonic texture. Polyphonic. The term polyphonic derives from the Greek word for many sounds. It is the simultaneous combination of two or more tones or melodic lines. Now, let's proceed to the Baroque music. Baroque music is a style of Western art music composed from approximately 1600s to 1750. The Baroque period saw the creation of tonality. During the period, composers and performers used more elaborate musical ornamentation, made changes in musical notation, and developed new instrumental playing techniques. The texture of a Baroque music is homophonic. Homophonic is a texture in which a primary part is supported by one or more additional strands that flesh out the harmony. One melody predominates while the other parts play either single notes or an elaborate accompaniment. Terms in Baroque music: forms and music genre. Under the forms are binary, ternary, ground bass, and fugue. And the music genre in the Baroque music are opera, oratorio, toccata, and concerto grosso. Forms: binary form, a two-part musical form in which the first part modulates to the dominant or relative minor and the second returns to the tonic in binary form. The opening melody returns in a key other than the tonic or does not return at all. In a binary form, we will start with the first part of the music piece, which we will call the part A. And then, there will be a modulation or change of key, which we will call the part B. And the song will end on the part B. Ternary form. Ternary form, sometimes called song form, is a three-part musical form consisting of an opening section, a following section, and then a repetition of the first section. In a ternary form, we will start in the opening section, which we will call the part A, and then there will be a following section, which we will call the part B. Then the repetition of the first section, which we will call the part A, and the music will end on part A. Ground bass. Ground bass, also called basso ostinato. It is an Italian word meaning obstinate bass. In music, it is a short, recurring melodic pattern in the bass part of a composition that serves as the principal structural element. Fugue. Fugue is a compositional procedure characterized by the systematic imitation of a principal theme, called the subject, in simultaneously sounding melodic lines, which is the counterpoint. The term fugue may also be used to describe a work or part of a work. Music genre during the Baroque period. Opera. Opera is a form of theater in which music is a fundamental component and dramatic roles are taken by singers but is distinct from musical theater. In traditional number opera, singers employ two styles of singing: recitative, a speech-inflected style, and self-contained arias. Oratorio is a large musical composition for orchestra, choir, and soloists. In an oratorio, the choir often plays a central role, and there is generally little or no interaction between the characters and no props or elaborate costumes. Toccata. Toccata is a musical form for keyboard instruments, written in a free style that is characterized by full chords, rapid runs, high harmonies, and other virtuoso elements designed to show off the performer's touch. And last but not the least, Concerto Grosso. The Concerto Grosso is a form of Baroque music in which the musical material is passed between a small group of soloists and full orchestra. This is in contrast to the solo concerto, which features a single solo instrument with the melody line accompanied by the orchestra. And that's it! I hope you will find this video helpful in teaching music. Thank you! See you next time!